right-winged and left-winged. I don't like extremes of anything, ideally, so I do understand it. I don't like extremes of anything, so I am described as a centralist a lot, because I don't actually align with any party, because I think everyone can be so cray-cray sometimes. Independence for the win! Yeah, I was never involved in those groups, so I had heard of some weird things about them and memes. So unless it was so big that there was memes, I didn't know.
Are breaking their legs and inserting metal rods into their bones to be a few inches taller.
That is honestly, I've seen, insane. I see this stuff a lot. Insane, they'd make themselves taller. But like, as a lot of people said, as a non-American, I don't see a lot of this stuff, so. And yes, people do say I lean left. Like, I'm a centrist left. Like, I have more modern takes, I guess. Because I'm, like, very tolerant of most people. Yeah, see, that's the thing. This stuff is not common in Oz, so I am, disclaimer for when this is put up on the Erundel Reacts channel. Hi, guys. I am not American, so I don't know a lot of American things. Carl, thanks so much for the raid! Ow, my face! Our homie, can we get a shout out for Agma? He's a really good D&D homie, and he's a Jade's friend too, so let's go! Abs, 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 abs. Shout out. Okay, I actually can't do it on this one. We'll have to do it on this page. Here, I can do this. Shout out. Apparently, I always thought it was weird to show this page, but apparently a lot of Gist chatters do it, so maybe I'm just the weirdo for not wanting to do it. I said enter. Oh, someone already did it. I just didn't see it. Never mind then, okay? I don't think. Why is there like a bajillion of these? Okay. Whatever. I don't know why there's so many tags. Okay. Okay. There we go. I'm so sorry for the.
And listening to AI Batman help them overcome their pornography addictions.
I'm doing okay. AI Batman to overcome his pornography. I do think there is a loneliness problem for sure. I do agree with that.
Built by and allegedly
but both genders are a bit lonely.
Let them down. Now you might be thinking, oh look, another boo-hoo poor men video by Shoe0nHead. Yes. And if you have a problem.
Wait, does he really do that many videos? Boo-hoo poor men?
With that, tune into literally anything else.
Why though? Is it just a panda? Like, why does she do so much content about poor men?
Nobody really cares. And the people who do care just seem like the people who want to sell them shit. Not me.
I do hate that. I do hate that people pander to lonely demographics, and especially children, and they put on these rhetorics that, like, have you seen some of those videos about the kids, about like that boy who's like, I want to like a 10, and it's like, holy shit, the dude bro, like toxic podcast that is like built to prey on people that don't know what they're doing or are lonely is like destroying people's soul. Yeah, maybe it is that. It's a niche thing, and
into this. Let's quickly get to today's sponsor.
Yes, that's just why I heard of this video.
Today's sponsor is Holtzger.
No, we're not watching this. Blah. But this looks like it was taken 10 years ago, but okay. Yeah, that's the thing. I saw someone's reaction of this too. I don't watch her, so I didn't know. It's okay. Skip. Bye. She looks like a different person. If, like, I would be like, is that even her? The more the pandry, but don't have much of an answer either. Yeah, that's the thing. That's why I'm watching it. I don't actually know.
Children too.
I didn't want to make an opinion without seeing it.
Will be single and childless by 2030.
Queens, no, but 45% of women will be childless by 2040. But 50 or something. What? Won't that mean like 45% of men will most likely be childless too? But like, I don't see that as a huge problem. Choices, gotta make the choices.
The media, this is a good thing. The she-economy is booming, as they say.
She-economy queen. Yeah, of what women? That's true. Exactly. About what women? We got a lot more lesbians now. Like, what? I need the stats. And isn't the whole population just dropping? So isn't that just a reaction of people are having less babies because there's...
And meanwhile, men
babies
being
are fucking
single
expensive.
is treated like this.
New study explains why some single men are having a hard time finding a new partner.
Some of the music that they listen to speaks very derogatory.
Right.
Yeah,
Yeah,
man,
true,
stop
region.
listening to that.
Very region. I would say to this, okay, other women talk about women being single as yes queen, but guys talk about women being single the same way, that it's depressing, sad, and she's a cat lady, so I don't know.
Derogatory
No one thinks it's
music.
good to
Then
be
maybe you
single
won't be
for most
single.
people.
I don't know. I think
Especially
men and
our
women
grandma.
being single and lonely kind of shows there might be something wrong with society.
My grandma
Perhaps
says it's
we
wrong.
should address this, not just wave it off as empowering or pathetic. According to several different articles,
That's true, I do agree with that part, at least how I interpret how she said it, that we shouldn't just say either side is empowering or pathetic, no matter which direction. That's how I choose to interpret that. But yes, which I agree, because these are all personal choices. Get your grandma to find you later. She'll do it in T-minus 5 seconds flat. No, I skipped the ad because
Oh,
I'm
no,
not a
that's my
strip.
source. I read about it on the internet. Research shows that people
I
from
read about it on the
capitalist
internet,
countries show a greater sense of loneliness. This is linked to socioeconomic development, increased education, a shift towards white-collar jobs, and urbanization. Japan also has an issue with loneliness. In fact, they have a whole movement of people they call the hikikomori. Did I say that right?
Yes. Okay.
Okay. Basically, postmodern hermits. Mostly young men who completely withdraw from society.
Okay, I've lost a lot of documentaries in Hikomamari. It's very popular with women too. There's a very lonely amount of women in Japan too. But with being single, gotta worry about spending it on someone else. Exactly. Some people actually just want to be single. Some people's loneliness isn't about dating, and that is the thing here. It's the same why statistically men are lonelier is that they don't have as infrastructured social circles. When they show that when men have a good group of friends, male or female, they're generally a lot happier. Is Japan's problem high work ethic? Yes. The biggest problem is the slave labor-like work aspect of Japan. It has a terrible quality of life for the working class. Exactly. There's a lot of factors. I think the problem I have with a lot of this content about male loneliness, they focus on one aspect, but men are very complex. Like most people, I think there's a lot of layers to why men are lonely, because they are complex beings with wants and needs.
Secluding themselves in their rooms for months and years at a time. In 2010, there was an estimated
These are always so sad with me. Some of them are the sweetest little guys ever.
And today, it's estimated to be about
Yes, self-esteem and expectation not being fulfilled. I was talking to a friend about that a lot of expectations of men aren't actually taught to them how to fulfill these expectations on how to be successful. And a lot of the ways for them to feel successful isn't actually something they do as much anymore. Like, it's not actually something they need to do anymore, but they don't actually know how to get value in other places because they were the things that they were told to feel value. Now they actually have to discover how to feel value, and that's a humongous journey. Yeah, exactly. It's not just getting paid, and that's the problem when you aren't expected to be. Being a good dad is just not running away, but being a good provider is just making money. It's like how do you actually do your value when they don't actually put how you do these jobs as important? Like, where does your value come from? And you're not actually taught how to do any of these things. Like, I was asking someone, what were you taught to how to be self-sufficient? And they were like, oh, to mow the lawn and stuff like that. It's like, but how does that actually help you be a self-sufficient person without a spouse? And make you feel value? It's like, women, though taught to provide for other people, be it a mother or a wife and stuff, we are usually taught a lot of things that are useful. Like cooking, cleaning, taking care of things, working out bills, stuff like that. Like mending clothes. Like all these other things to seem valuable or whatever, but if you are alone, those skills are really useful. But not so much the skills guys are taught aren't as much to be useful when they are alone, to keep them happy. Value. I'm not calling you worthless. This is going to be uploaded to YouTube. I can't call you worthless mid-YouTube. Someone's gonna take it out of context and see she hates men. Look at this VTuber. She hates men. Yeah, I knew by that troll face.
It's gotten so
I'm
bad
on to
that
you.
Japan even produces videos of live-action women staring into the camera to help the hikikomori learn to cope with eye contact and reintegrate them back into society. So basically, if you want to know America's future, Look no further than Japan. A lot of people, including myself, blame this partially on the rise of social media and technology. R.I.P. to the king. Although
I don't know who that is. Who is this guy? Who is that guy? But social media and technology, I guess it's easy to stay indoors because there's more entertainment.
R.I.P.
And go join the military.
Although technology makes things easier,
maybe in America here the military not so much, but yeah, that's apparently a big thing in America.
Microphone and have it shipped to me in a day.
Damn, I struggle with eye contact, but that ain't it. Yes, I find most people find eye contact unnerving. I was taught to do it a lot to seem like I'm listening, but a lot of people don't like it. Was self-learned because where would I learn shit? From a parent, ideally, and I think that's the problem, per se. I feel like parents are the real failures. A serial killer and then calling a Jesus Christ. Okay, call me a prude, but I don't know if it's like cool to make jokes about a serial killer.
From Twitter and streamers. Why go on dates and bother meeting women when I could just tap, Google big boob and get 2 million results? Or see my high school crush's holes on OnlyFans for only $5. Instant dopamine, instant satisfaction.
Oh my god,
hey,
Jesus Christ.
Woman when you could just have
just see my friend's hole on OnlyFans. Who the fuck?
AI girlfriend. We're so fucked. Dating apps really are the great Satan, and I'm convinced they've completely broken
I need
men's
Jesus.
brains. Women on dating apps are picky. Women in general are picky, and I mean...
Unlike men, right? Men are never picky. Dude, I've seen a lot of guys that they literally just have pickied their way out of dating anyone. Like, they have such specific wants or whatever. Or, like, some weird thing that they have hyped themselves out of dating that they won't even try. Basically, it was a terrorist that wrote a manifesto that apparently a lot of people related to. I agree, both sides can be way too picky, but I think I agree with the fact if a relationship isn't making your life better, you shouldn't have it just because you're lonely. So I see both sides of this. Like, I see both sides. Who I want? Exactly. I don't think... Okay, I think there's a level of unreasonable picky that is bad, but you shouldn't just be with anyone.
Naturally,
thing is overblown, but I'll be honest, I do see a pass up with an OnlyFans once. Oh my god.
Apps, you have to admit, it's a little insane.
Let me look at these stats, bro. I know math. Yeah, I totally know math. Devil advocate. I have a friend like that, son of a bitch. Where's the math? I lost the math. Okay, I lost the math. No, we're not mathing. I lost it. It was too quick. She knew she called me on that. I wasn't gonna do math. But I do think there's a lot of OnlyFans, but I feel like the real problem isn't just, like, I feel like the OnlyFans problem connects to the porn problem of overconsumption of porn really more than anything. So realistically, it's the porn industry again, but I feel like the huge problem of OnlyFans is that it's a fucking pyramid scheme. Which sucks, but for a lot of people, but I do think overconsumption of porn and sexual things in nature is probably not great for the brains.
Comes to friendship too.
Comes from being convinced of bullshit from social media.
Recession.
I do say that, yeah.
Hit the hardest. The percentage of men who reported having at least 6 close friendships fell in half since the 90s.
Exactly. See, this is why I think men are mostly lonely. The lack of close friendships, especially close male friendships. So I think men are genuinely happier with some close friendships. It doesn't have to be sexual, it doesn't have to be dating, that's a lot of close friends. But even one close friend, I think, makes a huge difference in someone's life.
1 in 5 men.
Why do you think the women are there always trying to steal it?
Looking at all these statistics,
and desperate men help sell it because money. Exactly! Yeah, pyramid scheme.
Like
I think it's disgusting.
Not surprising at all.
I believe being a man is a blessing.
Fuck this.
Because it starts so
The
different.
meme king
every
here.
Man is born
This
without
dude
any
is.
value at all.
Okay.
I think that the world's never going to think you're important unless you make yourself important.
Okay, I just don't know how anyone looks at this guy and doesn't think he's a douchebag. Like, he's like the equivalent of an Insta model where they try and sell some lifestyle to get you to do what they're doing. Andrew Tate is the Insta model for guys for me. Like, he's such a douchebag, and everyone that isn't into his stuff thinks he's a douchebag. And it's the same with airhead, like, Insta models. Everyone that isn't into that stuff thinks they're an idiot. Because I had friends in high school, now I don't. Yep, that
And
kid.
recently, a new
Trying to
study
figure
came
out how to
that
make
young
friends
men
as
are
an
moving
adult is
towards
very
women's
difficult.
rights. And every other month,
Yeah, he got
the
arrested for like human
liberal
trafficking and kidnapping and lots of other shit.
leftist,
Some crazy stuff.
whatever you want to call the space online, performs the same song and dance. What's wrong with men? Why is this happening? Why don't
There's
we
a
have
1% that's
leftist
occurring.
Andrew Tate? We need
Yeah,
to
but that's the thing. They use that 1%. It's kind of like someone who just someone pointed out a thing the OnlyFans girl. They just say some really agreeable take to this niche demographic, and people rally to them and like defend them. Really, that's Andrew Tate. Just says that 1% take to reel people in. Then he says the crazy shit.
to push men to the left. Andrew Tate rarely
Well, technically, women can be red pill. I guess it's not common, but I think I don't want to say TERFs because TERF word is rolled around so much that it has lost all meaning. But I would say, okay, because a female red pill would hate men, right? Because red pills hate women. But don't they also hate normal guys? I'm not enough on red pills, right? Like, I know they, like, have to be, like, or is it different from incels? Is red pill different from incels? I'm not sure.
if ever
I'll wait for an
talks about
answer.
politics. Andrew Tate talks about men, and the left only talks about men when they talk about Andrew Tate. A few months ago,
Look.
during one of the monthly song and dances,
Everyone
some
always
progressive
look. There's an
people I follow
overlap. I
made
see.
the mistake
Kind of
of
different.
addressing men's issues, and the even bigger mistake.
So red pill women are not like other girls, unlike the incels where it's virgin women that are incels. Okay. So they're not like other girls. I hate all of the girls. I've met a lot of women like that.
For
Oddly.
not doing enough to address said men's issues.
Recently, there
But
were
context, it's because I hang out with a lot of guys, and you're just more likely to meet women that don't like other women when you hang out with a lot of guys, because they want to hang out with guys. It's not because there is a lot of them, your just ratios go up.
some statistics by healthcare company Cigna indicating that men are the loneliest generation. And addressing it doesn't mean
All
that you
lonely
turn your back
bastards, F.
on issues pertaining to women, but it does mean that we should be focused on what it is in society that is leading to this epidemic, what the left can do to offer solutions.
I do think
and
there needs to
how
be
we can
more
basically fight
solutions
back
for
against
loneliness,
the
for
more
real.
nefarious figures who have filled the void.
Yeah, I'm not like other
that,
girls.
you know, men
I'm actually
are
very
struggling
similar to a
with,
lot
people
of girls.
like
I like
Jordan
to think
Peterson and
anyway,
what have
like
you.
that
Now,
there's like an
recently,
average idea out there.
Vosh, who's a popular streamer, had tweeted this thread.
This woman, I don't know anything
that I
about
think
this.
is
See,
really, really
I need
important to
context
address.
from
He wrote, "I
Americans.
cannot
Who is
stress
this woman?
enough how important it is to understand that 12-year-old white boys on Twitch are not being pulled into fascism because of some Machiavellian desire to preserve and expand their privileges. It's because the right talks to them and the left doesn't."
Okay, what's the Machiavellian? Am I the only one with tweets like that? Is some dude shoved in a bunch of big words hoping to sound really smart? But I do agree that men should be included in more progressive things, but I think it's because there's like, feels like an antagonism that they don't want to join in either? I don't know.
The responses
weird.
to these tweets and this content
But
were
I don't
very
know enough about the
normal,
left either.
level-headed and respectful.
Australia is not very political
Me
forward.
when I lie.
Oh my god.
LMAO, cry about it. Boo f***ing who? Oh no, poor widow men having problems. Boo f***ing who?
Are we really gonna pretend this isn't the internet about every fucking topic though? Like, literally the report I did about the girl that was sexually assaulted had a bunch of dudes going, boo fucking who, cry about it. Like, are we really gonna pretend that this isn't the internet any problem? Boo hoo, cry about it sounds like a skill issue. That's literally the internet. Left-wing people say is all men's fault for the society that we are in. Well, to be fair, who made society? It's good to include or saying each other. So yeah, are always excluded on both sides. Yeah, that's the thing. People look too much at the vocal majority, like, because, well, they're not the majority. They're just the most vocal. Men are less interested in the left because it doesn't favor them and their interests, plain and simple.
Grow the
Very
f***
true.
up, then.
People
Have
are gonna
men
naturally
considered
align
being
with something
smarter?
that
I'm
is
enjoying
benefit
all these
to them.
sad little moids and their sad little tweets about their sad, pathetic lives.
Feels bad, bro. So links. Welcome in, homie. Miss you too. I hope you're having a good day. Yeah, I do agree that because I was talking to someone about the fact that it is hard to align yourself with something that doesn't actually connect to you.
Sounds
But
like a person.
where's the empathy? Shouldn't empathy matter? Like, so people talk about why does everything have to favor you to get it to care about? Because male issue technically doesn't involve me at all, but men ask me to care. If you want women to care about your problems, shouldn't you also show empathy for their problems? Like, I naturally care about their problems, but isn't that the same? Both sides? Yeah, but yeah, that's the thing. Have things. Shouldn't you be better than the people you hate? That's my point.
Personal
Be
problem.
better. Be
is
the
lack of
solution.
compassion
Don't
for
be
men
the
in
problem.
us right now. Maybe men are just not good people then. I'm so fucking tired of people trying to make
Also, I
male
give the direction
loneliness a
of
huge
good
societal problem.
Exactly. I feel like there's don't do this, but there's not enough solution on like the more progressive side. You need they're telling them what to do exactly, but there's no direction in the don't do that. But what do they do?
Yeah, no, they're fifis.
Have to time. A weakness. I know that's a mindset, an American mindset. I don't understand. Empathy, care, love is not a weakness. That is not a weakness. They're not going to attack you for weakness. It's called being rational. If you have empathy for them, show the empathy. You don't have to hate them to not get your point across.
These are not my responsibility, and I shouldn't have to be punished because they can't get their shit together.
But
as
I also
human
don't
beings.
believe
Grow
putting
the
my
up.
what I
Why
want
are we
onto
trying
other
to win
people.
these entitled little predators over? The left isn't for them.
Harsh.
That's why they go right
I
in
do
the
agree.
first
Some of
place.
this
We're
is
all
so
lonely and
harsh, the
alienated.
wording
It's
of
young
like
men
some
going
people,
to
but
the
that's their
alt-right in
fucking
droves.
internet.
The problem isn't our messaging, it's them. It's literally
Take a middle ground, agree to disagree. Very true, but I do agree that your point of view doesn't get to be put on above their rights, so I don't fully. So if you both disagree, but you're both creating a product or a society, how do you resolve the issue? If you disagree, they disagree, but the issue involves them. That is the true thing. Politics, since politics is all about hating the other side, exactly, and that's why I don't really like politics. Exactly, we vote for it, but that's my point. But why does some people's vote have to do with it? Why can't they just have? There's some things that shouldn't be voted on that should be regarded as just basic human rights.
not our problem. Men flock to Andrew Tate not because they're lonely, but because they're bigots. Hope this helps.
Some things
isn't
shouldn't be a
misogynist
debate,
being
in my
louder than
mind.
before and not getting laid. LOL.
Look, everything
Cry
can be
harder,
voted
losers.
upon. Some things are just
90%
morality.
of all homicides recorded worldwide were committed by male perpetrators.
Why say
We should
violent,
just get
bro?
rid of all males, to be honest. This includes
Turf life.
trans women, as they still retain male violence. By the way, you know the Tumblr feminists who are like, all men are sexist and rapist, male
Tumblr is a cesspool of hell. One person, I don't even know what that means though. One person to ruin it all. Yeah, I'm always right, guys, obviously.
Well, this is them now. Should've just let me cook back then. Listen up, chuckle.
What? Go back?
All males, to be honest. This includes trans women, as they still retain male violence. By the way, you know the Tumblr feminists who were like, all men are sexist and rapist, male tears, penises are evil, blah 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 back in the day? Well, this is them now. Should've just let me cook back then. Listen up, chuckle.
What? I don't understand.
I'm white,
I don't know
socially
enough.
awkward, autistic, in my 40s, ugly, overweight, crippled, got a weird balding pattern, and have bad skin. You know what I didn't do? Choose to become a fascist. Because I recognize most of the sort that look like me are the problem.
I don't think looks have anything to do with it. Yeah, I don't know. I find it so funny that people stereotype looks to mean something about your political view. Like, unless you're wearing I'm pro this group thing or I hate blah blah, how do you determine by how someone
I may be
looks?
hideously ugly and pathetic, but at least I'm not a fascist. Thank you for your input, buddy. You're really helping the situation.
I never hear the word fascist, communist, or anything like that until I hear like Americans talk, and then I get so fucking confused because those are not words used very commonly in Australia. To become extremists, that's about it. Damn, is that actually true?
Alt-right
I've never
MRA
heard that.
movements is because the left gives brain-dead advice to young men.
I have no idea.
We need
I
to be more
I don't know.
compassionate to them.
Well,
For
there's
our
the
own sake.
I go by the
Sorry?
definition in the dictionary because the internet isn't
But
the
how is
ruler of the
respect
world.
women brain-dead advice? What advice? Don't rape? Don't be a rapist is bad advice? Help, I have no friends or community. I feel suicidal. Have you considered not raping? Act like a decent fucking human being. It's not hard. Is brain-dead advice? Brain-dead advice like get consent and don't be a Nazi and women are people. Walking up to men struggling with loneliness and depression like
Kids, don't.
To be fair, I'm very confused by the conversation she's using as a reference here, because I have no context what they're arguing about. 2 years, minor roles, yeah. Also, when are we getting to actually about male loneliness? There seems to be mostly complaining about people saying shit on the internet. Are we gonna actually get to male loneliness?
incredible. Here's my actual advice I would give to my teen boys.
Yeah,
as
they really do
leftists. One,
sometimes.
always get
To be fair, I feel like a lot of
enthusiastic-
people that struggle women are people are the same people that don't think most other people are people. Like they're just like, I'm the only one that matters. Assholes. A lot of this content, if you don't always follow it, you know nothing because it gets so stupid.
consent. 2, save the planet. 3,
Oh, is this just like Twitter readings
that.
on random
It's actually
threads? Could
kind
I also get 1 million followers by just reading random Twitter things and
racist.
putting a
Like, what
snappy
the fuck is
title?
this? How does this address men and their issues? It doesn't. Why is there advice?
How does this video address men and their issues? That's what I want to know. Where is it? Address the issue. You're killing
We
me.
seem to be-
I'm fucking 11 minutes in.
Become a liberal.
I know it.
Hey men, here's
This
what
is common in YouTube content in general, though, where they just don't actually get to the point until like the fucking end, so you watch the whole thing.
fix all your problems.
Yeah, this is
Agree
really
with me
Twitter.
Politically, men flock to the MRA movement
Have sex, honestly. Social media has ruined everything.
because they're
Two
the
times
largest
speed.
beneficiaries of MRA shit. Imagine saying women flock to women's rights activism because they're
She
the
critiques
biggest
and
benefic-
comments. Yeah, but she's not commenting on male loneliness. She's just going over random hate on the internet
beneficiaries
and
of
not
women's
actually
rights.
making
Like,
any points or actually has a consensus of what she's talking about.
Let's be honest. Aside from procreation purposes, men have become obsolete. Most women can find other methods of achieving orgasm.
Or is this
without
supposed to be just something where she brings up a point and her comments discussed?
a man there?
But in my point, the male loneliness epidemic, and she starts at the beginning by talking about male loneliness, not what the internet says about
Speaking
male
as men,
loneliness.
Most of
Like
us
the
are
general.
hard to be around, and I don't blame any woman
Like,
for just
I
saying,
just find they're
"Okay."
two different
Oh my
things.
God, dude, this is what every just pearly things tweet looks like to me, just with the genders swapped. This is pathetic. You know what fixes male loneliness? Jerking off. As a man, I'll say this.
Jerking off! Yeah, exactly. That's why I'm saying the content is shit. If you're gonna actually talk about a serious topic, at least make your point. Like, with it, it's like, she could have put in, like, discussing the internet's opinion on male loneliness or something. Or
Down, shut
whatever,
up, and
but
beat
I don't
one
know.
out.
I
You'll
get
feel
so
better,
annoyed when
I promise.
videos
Yeah,
say
guys,
they're
just
making a
beat one
point,
out.
but they
Just
don't make
fuck
one.
off, just watch porn. Batman will be very disappointed in all of you. It's so funny how men feel
It just comes
entitled
off
to
like,
girl-
I know this is all wrong. How do we
No.
make the solution? I don't
Sex
fucking
is
know.
free.
Complain
On
harder!
one side, it's like,
Like,
wanting
okay.
a girlfriend is sexist entitlement.
I
On the
know,
other side,
right?
it's like,
Yeah, this is why I don't
here's
usually
how to get a
consume
girlfriend.
political
How to-
like
I
stuff
don't know,
because
bro.
it's
what
all
happened
this.
to males just kicking the bucket? Now they just come on here and try to make their loneliness and
Jesus,
misery
people
into
are
some
so fucking
social
harsh on the
justice
internet
issue.
though.
Oh, trust me.
Fucking Batman.
Men are still kicking the bucket. And when they're not giving mind-blowing advice like just to be a liberal, they're outright dismissing men's issues completely. It's not our job to educate them. Since men created the problem, they need to take steps to fix it. We have other things to care about. Men can figure out their own problems that they created. Again, it's not women's jobs to change how men are socialized. It's a man issue and y'all need to address that amongst yourselves.
Okay, this goes both ways. It's the same with men say they don't have to get involved in women's issues. Technically, women don't have to get involved in men's issues, and sometimes they prefer it. But I do believe, like, ideally, it should be a back and forwards between both groups for each other, but just like anyone doesn't have to get in control in politics, no one has to solve your
Men
problems.
created
Technically,
their own
that's your
problems.
government
Men can
job.
solve their own problems.
It's,
the left is busy.
Having a
What is
girlfriend
the-
is sexual and tiny nanny. If you think you deserve a girlfriend, I guess. Maybe. I don't know. Like, it's only if you think you should be given one just cause. Like, no one
Well-being of
technically
other people
deserves another
concern me.
person.
Leftist, by the way. It's all systemic.
Yes,
issues.
actually, lonely. Apparently, on both sides, both genders are people are generally a lot lonelier than they used to be. I think that has to do with more social issues than just political crap, because the daily human doesn't actually consume this stuff, but the average person is lonely. A fascist for what? Political sides? I don't even know what fascism is. See, I think that's the thing. Americans think other countries care as much as them. Most countries don't. Don't care. Like, thing is, the internet is the reason for a lot of these issues, especially loneliness. Exactly, but people don't want to leave the internet. That's the problem. You know the solution. You just don't have the power to do it. You don't have the power.
And societal factors and blah 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 until it's a man, and then suddenly it's pull yourselves up by your bootstraps. This problem is just a consequence of the patriarchy. Now take a wild guess about which.
I said I was lonely once, and someone said, well, I could just go fuck any guy I wanted, so shut the fuck up. It's the same thing. People think women loneliness can be solved by just putting out to every guy, but then also tell them, why are you putting out to every guy? Like, people are assholes, sadly, to everyone's feelings. The world is mean, bros. Will someone I fashion only just because they have different outlook on life? I don't know. Like I said, I don't really get involved in stuff. I don't even, like, understand the fascist thing. I don't know. What do you mean, leave the stream? Because of what? Why would you leave the stream? Because I'm not a fascist. Fuck any guy I want, hasn't fucked many years because it doesn't work like that. Exactly! It doesn't work like that! I just exactly! Men need help, but Shoe isn't the right person for it. She's so antagonistic to her own side, it's hard to tell where she stands. That's the thing why I watch this, because I actually don't understand where she sides, and I don't know either side of this. So that's why I was curious of it, because I'm a central person a lot of the time. But yes, so that's why I was saying, that story was because it was stupid. Sex doesn't actually make you less lonely, and I don't want to just have sex with random people. It's not for me. I don't want to do it. And that is, we all know that isn't the cure.
Gender created the patriarchy.
They're
Solve your
all
own problems
tosses.
and leave women alone. These people rightly mock the bootstraps rhetoric until the subject is a man, and then it's bootstraps.
You're my favorite buddy.
All the
Yes,
way
you have.
down. They would never talk about any other group this way. It's wild. And it's kind of like both sides are telling men to pull themselves up by their bootstraps, but one is like, I'll show you how, and the other is like, off. And when they're not telling men to straight up,
I don't know, I feel like both sides of this are just as antagonistic to each other. Like, the women leftist or whatever they're talking about are antagonistic to the right, but the right is fucking horrible to the left too. But the right, that she's saying that they should treat the right nicer, like they treat the other demographics, which I guess true. But when you're both being bitches to each other, can you really cry who's the biggest bitch?
they're giving the 200 IQ
Happening
answer
here?
that
I don't know.
nobody's ever heard
I saw this video about male loneliness reaction by a bajillion other VTubers, and I was curious what it was about, because I don't actually know what this stuff is about. It's like, yeah. That you were a vampire bunny. You just said our differences aside for the greater society, for the Roman Empire.
I'm not dismissing the
They
song,
knew
okay?
what was
I've
up.
made videos talking about this. Oh, you're crying at your grandfather's funeral? Okay, faggot. And studies have shown that men are scared to be vulnerable.
I think the problem
even
is
around
because for
the
some
homies.
people
And
their
can you
issues
blame
just
them when
can't
the
possibly
media says
collide.
stupid like this? Fellas,
Like,
is it
especially in
woke to
America, there's a
open up
lot
to
of
your
like
fellow men
problems
and
over there
discuss
because
history?
like
Men are
with their
socialized to believe.
like there's a lot of extreme conservatives over there, so it makes it hard to align. Yeah, because it fell because of Christianity. Damn, Pope at it again.
Strength, dominance, and stoicism are behaviors of
It's
a
in
real
both
man.
sides can't stand each other.
Surprised that
Yeah.
men are lonely and have
Yeah,
no friends
see, that's
nowadays?
something I can't
You have to
ever
be
fully
vulnerable
understand
with
because
your
I am
friends.
Australian
Don't
and I
tell
do
me
admit
there aren't
that.
systemic problems affecting
You know
men.
how you
Now,
get
while
people
a
to
lot of
fix
this
an issue,
may
make
be
sure it's a
true, men have
profitable
been
to fix.
socialized
Exactly.
this way for
When will
centuries.
capitalism
And this is a
truly
relatively
profit off of
new
fixing this
phenomenon.
issue, and then it will be
Toxic
done?
masculinity has existed
Yeah.
forever. If anything, there's less toxic masculinity nowadays. The cultural embrace of like gender nonconformity, femboys, Harry Styles in a dress, Barbie movie.
Men are tolerable of gender non-conformity because they like femboys. You heard it here first. I just like that was the point. She wasn't even going to pretend that they were like progressive with transgender people or something. It's because they love the femboys. That's what she said. I just find that so funny. A friendship act, they'll get the government involved. Exactly. They'll get their government involved. Democrats or Republicans here in the US, the political garbage. I don't align with anyone. I vote for the less evil, but I have to vote.
Did not just
Has actually made a lot of men more open about sexuality. Yeah, I don't think it's bad. Femboys are bad. I just find it funny. Do you want to hear about the femboys? Is that why we're rewinding?
There's less toxic masculinity nowadays. The cultural embrace of like gender nonconformity, femboys, Harry Styles in a dress, Barbie movie, blah 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 blah. My point is, toxic masculinity
didn't a lot of guys make fun of Harry Styles for being in a dress
here in the mid 2010s, but social media did, and the internet did, and the rise of dating apps did.
Guys, that's the thing. The government is actually there, like a well-running government there is actually to run it well. The problem is your government isn't run well. Look at European countries. They have a lot of run-around governments. It's supposed to be there to actually run society. Without a government, it would be like Mad Max. Let's not pretend like the government isn't actually supposed to help. The fear-mongering of the government is why it's so fucking cray-cray over there. The thing is, you should be involved in the state to keep your government running for you and for the better society, not just for one party. Because look at European countries. They don't let capitalism win, and they tax the shit out of people stealing their natural resources. Because it's for everything should be the benefit of the country. And that is the thing. Because you can't actually run a country, especially a huge country, without a government system of some kind.
The housing crisis.
I like the Barbie movie. I didn't watch it. It seemed a bit cringe. I like those songs though.
That all
but
happened
I
recently.
might one day.
Oh my god.
I just haven't got there.
These poor little boys must have, that their biggest problem is being lonely, i.e. so insufferable that nobody wants to sleep with them. So much more pressing than the poor distribution of wealth causing people to suffer food and housing insecurity. Boo-hoo, you're lonely and have no friends and are suicidal? Wah. Because feeling alienated under capitalism apparently isn't a thing. People are.
I would say though, no one wants to fuck a whinger. Same with women. No guy wants to fuck a whingy woman. No girl wants to fuck a guy that's whinging. I agree, but we have to vote. True trash can life. High five. Depends on who's friends with who. They make the laws that benefit the people they know. Yep, and who's gonna give them the most money. That is the true problem with a government in any system, is that man is corrupt and they want to fuck everyone over.
Working harder
see, this is the funny thing when
men have been dropping out of college like
when people always talk about these politics, it always comes back to me, is man truly good or is man truly evil? The true meaning of can things work out for the betterment of man always comes down to that. But sadly, it usually ends with man is usually evil. So it's like, so it's kind of just ends in a we're fucked.
Since women are doing amazing in college now, and many are now out-earning men, this most of the time leads to single men, which then leads to lonely men, which leads to depressed men, which leads to the high suicide rate. In my opinion, leftism at a policy level does a great job addressing the shitty material conditions that in part lead to the problems that men are facing, but then absolutely drops the ball when it comes to everything and
But why did she just say, like, she bring up that women being more educated and making more money somehow made men more lonely? But how does that actually make men more lonely? Because men don't want to go to school as much. Like, I don't understand. That's what she was kind of saying. Like, I don't understand what women getting more educated has to do with male loneliness. It's like, is she saying, is it because women aren't dating them because they're more educated? I don't really get the connection. Can spoil me more? Exactly. The problem is men just have to be more comfortable being spoiled. You're right, guys. Just let your lady bring home the bacon, put on an apron, and let her take care of you. Like, if your lady wants to bring it home, be the best house husband that's ever been, baby. That's pretty simple, yeah. Because in the past, women couldn't rely on men. Yeah, exactly, but that's a good thing that they don't completely rely on men. Like, you just have to get comfortable with change, I think. Embrace it. Let yourself be spoiled. A nothing burger statement. Yeah, I feel like that's my only problem with this. A lot of her statements are nothing burgers. Shit, I can cook? Exactly, you're halfway there! I suck at accepting kindness from anyone. I feel like that's a big problem. I love giving out things. I love giving gifts too, so that's why someone I would date would need to. I love buying someone to show emotions. Bring home the bacon, you bet, I bet that, exactly. That's why I asked, like, a male friend one time, it's like, if I made $1 bajillion, like, as a streamer, would you let me, I said buy you? I don't buy people, guys, as a house husband. And they're like, bitch, I'm halfway there. Because they were like, fuck this gender stuff. I would stop my shit job to be a house husband.
Anything related to men's
that is the problem you have to realize. That's why a lot of women don't want to be housewives either. It actually takes a reliant of trust to be completely reliant on someone, and that's hard for everyone.
Issues.
You really asked all your dude friends that? Hey, I want to know who would be a house husband. Who? I need to know my option. Buying people, that's frowned upon.
The question of whether or not.
That's what's wrong with society. I can't buy a man. I'm kidding. Please don't get up.
The hashtag online left does enough to appeal.
PC, then we're going.
The hashtag men has become the question du jour. And
be
like,
honest
men
husband. Good job.
have most
I
of
believe
the
in
money, authority, and do most of the murdering and assaulting.
The average young man in America isn't Jeff.
How dare they do all the murdering themselves? That's selfish. Should be 50-50. I'm sorry. It just sounds funny when they say it like that.
Bezos. Also, why did this motherfucker just FBI crime statistics at me? Men do the most murder.
Yeah, I don't know what he's from.
They like
running my own painting Dell. I can choose my own schedule. House and that works.
having all of the stuff they don't deserve.
That works.
They like that. They want it to stay
not
that way
relying on
because it suits them. Because of the stuff, telling people they're special and deserve all the nice shit that they have. That's going to be an easier sell 10 times out of 10 than like saying, hey, maybe you should have less stuff and other people should have more.
Leftism is when you don't have a lot of stuff. We're gonna take your stuff. You sound like a 65-year-old Fox News boomer's idea of what the left is. Are you a CIA agent? The right is saying to men,
I love this, that the CIA and the government stuff always comes up in American stuff. I always find it so funny, the memes about it. But I do agree that why do we all have to get less stuff? Can't we just have an equal amount that is, like, truly fair? But I think it's the idea that people think by someone getting equal wise, you get less like. It's like the idea that, like, now when you approach women, you need to be more cautious. Is that something being taken away from you? But it's just the idea you have to learn more behaviors, which is hard, but it is. Like, it's something that gives other people more freedoms that you naturally have. They're like the government and natural. Subsidizing. Always subsidize your wife. If you can't be the breadwinner, be the subsidizer and get spoiled. Capital is hard to get past. Yeah, I see a lot of problems.
You will have beautiful children with your loving wife. You will have privacy.
I believe you, Shoe0nHead. I will have loving, beautiful children with my wife.
Happy. And the left is like,
I'm happy now. Shoe0nHead has convinced me to be happy and have beautiful children. Yeah, that's the thing. I feel like a lot of problems always come back to capitalism. At it again. Night, R3. That should I say? I'm not surprised I've avoided relationships.
Like
they like having all of the stuff they don't deserve.
But don't get me wrong.
All the stuff they don't deserve. I do think that's like very antagonistic.
Republicans will not do shit. The Republican Party will not do shit. The
This is
establishment
fucking
in general will not do shit to help any of this. But the right is at least
the government, as it is, won't help anyone do shit because it doesn't care about you. It also doesn't care about the poorest. They only care about, like, the top 1%, like most governments. If you think they care about anyone, it's delusional. They just care about some people less than others. Versus having goods and selling it and a profit. But the problem is capitalism funds on that. It's a trickle-down effect. It's like a pyramid scheme. That there's always someone on the top, and there's monopolies in capitalism. And to have a top of this overly saturated pyramid where all the money's at the top, there must be someone not getting those resources in capitalism, and that is the problem with capitalism. That the resources aren't spread out, it's resource hoarding. You pay. You don't pay, no matter. Exactly. And that is the problem. It's like the kind of thing, like America is like one of the richest countries in the world, but has some of the highest poverty rates in the world, is because there's resource hoarding. A lot of people have way more than they need, and that's why there is so much poverty. Matter. I paged out. I matter. You matter.
Rhetorically, offering
And that's
men
the problem with
something
capitalism,
other than
but it's the problem with
nothing or the
everything.
Eternal HR
Someone wants to be the
department.
big dog.
Every time this discord
Someone wants
comes
to
up,
have it
there's people
all,
like,
and it
we need
ruins
a
it for
leftist
fucking
Andrew
everyone.
Tate. We need masculine role models on the left. But the fact is, it's hard for progressives to organically appeal to men because a large part of progressivism is oppressive hierarchies, and men are oppressors. Making progressivism look appealing to young men is an uphill battle from the start. And although it's funny to laugh at insane people on Twitter, as always, there have been a lot of left-wing content creators talking about men's issues. If you would have told me this would be a thing 9 years ago, I would not believe you, because anyone talking about men's issues back in the day was called an MRA or a pick-me. But lately I have seen a lot of good
Pick me. No one says it. I'm just regulated to avoid monopolies, but everything is a monopoly now, so it's going to shoe. That's why capitalism is particularly worse, because the monopolies are worse than they used to be. It's why it wasn't as bad 50 years ago. It's because they didn't have as many monopolies. That's the thing. Like, every government is bad because people are naturally greedy. But a pick-me is like a girl that sides with guys or does things for guys, or say every other girl hates guys but them. It's like a pick-me. Not like other girls. Exactly, and that's why it's just capitalism, particularly how it's set up, makes it very easily to make monopolies. That's the problem. But that is why I say capitalism as it is bad. Has been the most functional system as well, though. That is kind of the problem. Like, all systems kind of fail in it. It's just as it is now is kind of shitty. The problem is the government should not take part in a monopoly, like in a capitalism. It should be the one overlooking in, taking care of it. It should not be profiting off capitalism, and that's kind of the problem with it. She had good arguments before, now she's just a pick-me. I don't know anything about her old arguments.
And I'll put some links to some below.
I've never watched any of her stuff before.
But I recommend
like
watching.
60k to 1 million above, inflation boom,
They like
exactly.
having all of the stuff they don't deserve.
But the issue is a lot of this lefty pro-men content, it's always framed
But others
around
reasonable option is there, and
how
that actually
do
works.
we
Exactly.
get-
I hate capitalism, but But what are the other options? Fucks if I know. They all get corrupt. Exactly. I definitely don't claim to have solutions right now.
them. As if men are just pawns and tools for your personal politics. How do we make the left more appealing to men? How do we stop lonely men from moving to Andrew Tate? Instead of just, how do we help men? And I think that's a really
I don't know what
big
that
issue.
guy
Both
was
sides
thinking
seem
about
to
with the
treat
do
men
not
as
deserve.
political fodder. Disposable soldiers in the culture war and real war. Anyway, misandry is real. Oh good, finally! And while it doesn't systemically affect cis men, it most certainly affects trans men. Oh. Y'all talking about misandry doesn't harm men, and trans men are right there reading this shit, by the way.
What? I believe extremes exist in every party. But I don't think the vocal majority, a vocal bunch makes a majority. Just like I don't think, meninist or what extreme guys like Andrew Tate makes the majority of men. I refuse to believe that because that would be horribly sad. I don't think there's a huge amount of women that also hate guys. Like, the dumbest people are the loudest always. It's a majority, exactly, and that's why I don't believe that, because it's not. It's true. It's just someone who's it's window viewing. Is any systematic solution? I think it has to be individual efforts by each person. Yeah, I think that's the thing. I think actual efforts on morality is more important than actually just.
I see. Now we only care about misandry because it affects trans
I'm
men.
losing my
That was
hearing.
not
Shut the
something
fuck
I
up!
care about now. I love how the rhetoric just evolved overnight from male tiers to cis male tiers, and I just have to ask, why aren't you including trans men in your misandry?
Nobody told me how lonely being a man is. We knew what depth felt like before we transitioned. We knew what it felt like to have people want to hug us and to have people want to talk to us and to have a community. And then you transition and you're just a guy walking down the street that people cross the street so that they're not near you.
See, my point is, Night Gamer is men should hug other men and stuff like that, but a lot of guys is, oh, ew, I don't want to be hugged by other men. It's like, what? That's exactly the problem. Yeah, I don't particularly like being referred to as cis either. I believe you should have your own. You should be just like everyone else, except your own pronouns. If you want to do the pronoun game, you have the right to not be called cis because you get to choose it. But that's just me. Exactly. Men tend to fear it and don't know how to develop connections like that. Exactly. And that's why I feel like it should be more about men developing their connections and their emotions than avoiding them. But a lot of these points are always connected with the alpha male crap, where they're like, I should, but that's not manly. And it's just like, you're countering your own problems. You're making it worse there.
And friendships are so much harder to build. What's hard is none of this invalidates how real and raw women and people who are in marginalized groups feel about
trust.
White.
Exactly, it's about trust and stuff like that. And I think that's the thing. If men wants to be hugged, it's just you can't expect a woman be comfortable to hug you, unless they're like romantically involved or a relative or stuff. Because if I hug some of my very close male friends, like goodbye and hello and stuff like that, or if they're sad, but I would not hug a casual acquaintance because I breathe near someone and some guys think I'm hitting on them or I want to fuck them, and it's like, of course I'm not gonna randomly hug someone. To be men growing up, so it really gets better. Exactly, that's why I think this is education. This is how we raise men. Raise men to be in touch with their emotions and feelings and to hug their friends and have good connections. And that's why that's what I think about it.
But I also now understand why
meaningful connections that aren't sexual.
Welcome to being a man.
Welcome to being a hug. A good dab is worth a million hugs.
I love how even when he's experiencing the issues of being a man, he's like, this doesn't invalidate people hating men.
I'm in touch with lots of
men struggling don't want to be lectured about the patriarchy.
Oh, I was a whore. God damn it.
It's all their fault. They don't want to be told they're part of the problem because first of all, they're not. The average 20-year-old didn't build society. They go to work, come home, go off to sissy hypno fetish porn, and go to bed like everyone else.
Hey Sanjo, welcome in!
Hey San! A lot of men's value comes from the money they make, unfortunately.
Thank you.
Men are natural providers, and if they have
exactly long-term therapy, that's the only thing that we can realistically do as younger people is not to continue the same problems of the people before us by just putting our head in the sand. That's why I hate keyboard warring. I know that's put on along like keyboard warring, but don't be the change you want to be. Don't just whinge. If you want people to be more tolerant, be more tolerant. You want people to be more kind, be more kind. Be the change you want to be, and that's why I keep very highly to my how I think morality-wise. God, it should. The thing is, it should not cost that much. Bring back the day of free education. Praise be. Europe, lead the way. I think university should be free. Fuck them. But I like complaining. Complain, definitely, but you can complain and be the change. Be the change. Be the positive. Be the flow.
Feel like they don't have a purpose.
I want more people to be
Whether
cunts, so
a
I am
job
one.
or a career that's fulfilling and pays well,
No!
or a woman or family to protect and take care of and provide for.
I think medical stuff should be free,
and a man
yes.
will crawl through broken glass for a purpose. But you know who does make them feel like they have a purpose?
I agree. My medication keeps going up and up. I think healthcare should be free too. Fuck them.
No, not him.
I say that life as a man is exceptionally difficult. I say the most beautiful and the most terrifying thing about being a man is you're born without value. Society doesn't care about you.
The absolute audacity to act shocked that Andrew Tate is scooping these guys up after a decade of lol male tears.
Men have no value? What? I don't know, like, it's been like thousands of years of men being the most high value gender. Yeah, he's just such a grifter. He takes something to such a fucking extreme. Like, men have some value, they just feel a little lost at the moment. Just like the rest of us. Everything's fucking shit. Erundel is supposed to buy me, I'm cheap. How cheap? I'm gonna have to see your credentials. I like how the Ender Lilius, just because I keep mentioning Rome too much. I'm just saying, I think a society of Romans. It's going to get words. It's pretty cool. Delius, thank you. I'll have you know I believe I don't have a value for personal problems, not because I'm a male. Think more positive. You have value, and I believe in you. And that can come with money-making capabilities. But can you make me a sandwich?
Andrew Tate isn't the solution to men's problems.
Australia
But
ain't
he
doing
is
so hot
talking
either.
to
We
them.
were
The fact is, he
mid,
does not care
but
about them for
things
years.
have been wonky.
And even now you just want to recruit them, not help them. And that's why you will fail. And hey, maybe I'll be the Andrew Tate of the left. Men, listen up. Wash your penis. So I guess I'll leave you guys with a question. Why do you think
She's saying she's the Andrew Tate of the left, but isn't she a centralist? I thought she doesn't like the left. I like pork. I like beef. Always like that good beef. I also like chicken. I like all meat. As an Australian, I'm naturally carnivorous. We love meat. Yeah, I was gonna say. That's the thing! That is the thing that, oh, I never touched her stuff. She says something so sarcastically, I don't know if it's right, or, like, it's real or not, right? I do like Vegemite. Like, that's why I never touch her stuff, because I could never tell when she's being serious. So please take that if you did make it to the end of this video that's going up on the React channels. Hi, YouTube. I don't actually know when she's being serious all the time here, so, but I would say... I think my opinion on this, it's a very nothing sandwich of, like, reacting to... It's, like, almost a reaction and a bit of a critique on both sides, high times, but I don't know. Like, I don't have a huge opinion on it other than I learnt nothing. I learnt nothing about male loneliness. Refund me my ticket. But I don't know. What did you guys take away from this? Like, did you actually take away anything? Like, did you learn something? My fellas, I do have majority male audience, so their opinion matters. Tell me it's okay. Exactly, that's what I think. I do agree men need to be involved more in things. Like, that be allowed to be involved. And I also think we should use less aggression. Don't use Twitter. But that's where I find all the tea. I learned that I'm lonely. Same. Nah. I think as an introvert, I also am fine being lonely sometimes, so I guess it's also hard for me to understand. Takeaway is that the lady on the YouTube has no idea why guys are lonely. Yeah, I want a guy to actually tell me why they're lonely. I think it's a complex issue why men are lonely, and it's, there's a lot of factors, not just one. Like, you shouldn't stay off the internet. Parents, raise your kids. I agree with that 100%. I think that's a mindset both... From what I can see, left and right people can agree on. As a centralist, I agree. Kids shouldn't be on the internet so much and raise your damn kids. But I do wish, like, from one thing, I just wish in any kind of these contents from right, left, alpha male, one, that they would acknowledge that men are complex beings wanting more than just sex or something. Like, because that is one thing that always annoys me of this. I guess because they try and exploit them to, like, get whatever that they want, that they make it, like, this one extreme problem, but I believe men are very complex with a lot of needs, just like women, and it's just, like, it's not a simple answer. It as a guy, is a void of complexity. Exactly, it's a void of complexity. Because I struggle to walk up to people and talk to them, comes from living in a large city for my whole life. Yeah, that's the thing, I think there's a lot of, like, social problems, like, a problem socializing. Why would I want someone I could spend my life with and share space with in a company and even silence? Just starts gagging and throwing up. Just terrified I might date a crazy one if I do something good. Don't we all, bro? My male friend's talking, it's like, but what if she stabs me? Because she's crazy. It's like, dude, same. What if I become financially dependent and they punch me in the face? Oh, that is a fear everyone has, sadly, that you pick wrong or you miss the signs. Because a lot, especially if you're laid back about dating, you can easily miss the signs that something is wrong. Because being a good person or being kind can just make you can stab me. Bad chat. Don't let women stab you. On Instagram, people don't understand why we are lonely. It's a complex and multifaceted issue that cannot really be addressed. Everyone has their own version of loneliness. Very true. That was very smart, Blaze. What a fantastic point. Thank you.